you guys find yourselves riding in the carriage that you were earlier. It's roomy, it's spacious, it's also very dark. The windows are left a little open and a slight breeze is pouring into the carriage itself as you can feel it. It's rather chill more than anything. You look upon outside and you see, as you were the same time you were approaching Ravenloft, there's no wildlife. It seems to be the same way coming back.
Music's a little loud, Quinn.
A little loud for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. And as we were making our way through the Slavic woods, like I said, there was no wildlife or anything surrounding you, but now you find yourselves near the town of Vallaki, previously where you once were, and approaching the gates. And as you do, the gates begin to open. And you see two townsguard wearing the emblem of Vallaki on their way over, and just with spikes in their hands, going, "Oh, you lot made it back. Look to see you." And he opens the door for you. All right, come on. You're welcome back in town. Oh, as always.
Simone jumps out just as fast as possible.
Okay. And you jump out. What about the rest of you?
I get out.
Okay.
I'll wait
waits.
for.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I'll, just accounting for everybody. I'll wait till everybody gets out.
All right, I will get out second to last because I am in no hurry. Vathras just kind of saunters out, trying to pretend like he's in control of everything when in his mind he's about ready to pee himself. Not like that castle.
Yeah, he's second to last because Mal-Kacha just kind of like elbowed him out of the way and kind of got it before him.
So you all jump out of the carriage and you get into the town, and you notice that it is bustling with activity now. But it's the same town. It has this pleasant demeanor to it. It's not as dark as it is outside. It seems to be a refuge from the dark outer woods of Barovia, and Barovia itself, and Castle Ravenloft. There is a sort of peace that comes on when you guys find yourselves here. It's a normal town life from what you remember. And you kind of look around and you see children playing in the muddy streets. And the people here don't seem to be to have the soulless individual look and stare that you had when you came in. They still seem worried. A lot of the adults do have that kind of demeanor, being cautious and a little standoffish, but it's not emo, the best way to put it, as it was earlier in the village of Barovia. It's almost like the walls provide some sort of protection against the soullessness of Barovia. And now you guys find yourself here, and you walk through the tavern, or not the tavern, you walk through the streets past St. Andrew's Church and all of its, remaining glory, the stained glass windows where you saw the elven female, you're not quite sure what she is yet, stained glass window.
Is that where the kids were dropped off?
Yes.
Yeah.
If the rest of the party doesn't mind, Kaiyan just wants to stop in and check and see how they're doing.
That would be great. Simone is definitely along with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vathras silently follows.
Okay. As you guys approach, the centuries-old church has bulging steeple in the back and walls lined with stained glass windows depicting pious saints of an elven nature. A fence of wrought iron encloses a garden of greenstones next to the church. However, as of right now, a thin mist creeps among the graveyard to the east. It's not a mist, a magical mist of nature. It's just kind of laying there. And as you open the door, the gate it has this little creak to it as you've been walking in. And as you kind of look to the graveyard that's just right next to it, you see a larger man starting to dig graves. It's just one or two, but he has been hard working throughout the night. You open the door, And as you enter, you notice a few individuals in there who seem to be praying. And they all do look a lot more worried than the adults outside. And as you kind of look throughout here, you notice it's all 6 of these individuals are rather frightened. However, you do notice a preacher in the far back with white hair, older, very, very much older, and he's balding on top. It has a crown of white hair encrusted on the sides around his temples. And he's just saying to them, all would be well, as the burgomaster says. If we just listen to the wisdoms, I'm sure the dangers that are outside of the village's Barovias, from Vistani to the devil himself, will keep us safe. If we live peaceful lives and lives of non-violence, the Mother Night and the Morning Lord protect us both. Thank you, and Godspeed and enjoy the festival tomorrow night. And as he's saying this, he looks very kind of like conflicted about these festivals, or about something else in nature. In nature, you're not able to discern what it is, but you do see Ismark in the back, just kind of like, he's not praying. He's just kind of like, he's just arm rested on the back of the pew, and just kind of like.
I'll move to join him.
He looks pissed.
I'll move to join him.
Okay. You walk amongst the wooden floor, and you see Ismark there just kind of like biting his fingers and doing whatever he can to hold back whatever anxiety or temper that is easily covering his face right now.
Hello.
Okay.
So
okay.
does it look like... sorry. Does it look like the preacher is finishing up his preaching?
He is. People are starting to leave outside the pews now and work their way out. And they're all kind of like, excuse us, sorry, as they're sending you outside. And they're holding some children's hands, and their children as well, as they work their way through.
I'm going to make my way towards the priest as Kaiyan talks to Ismark.
Okay. Okay. I would say it's good to see you again, but it's... Well, it is good to see you again, but it's just I wish it was under better circumstances. I'm rather vexed right now.
What seems to be the matter?
I thought these walls would keep us safe, but it seems that the burgomaster of Vallaki has taken to wanting to hang my sister.
Hang?
Hang! Yeah, you heard me right. And I'm doing everything in my power to not take a sword and kill every guard that goes through there and freeing her from the prison, but I can't.
Has he given a reason?
To rid Barovia of the Devil's Bride and free us from the mists. Not that that would do anything, but you know.
I imagine it would just piss him off more.
No, probably. I don't know. I trust the father here. He's a good man. He said he's going to talk to the burgomaster. But he keeps preaching on about non-violence and everything, and it's gotten us nowhere so far. Sorry.
It's understandable.
Other night, forgive me. I don't know why he did the cross thing, but... he did.
It gets translated,
Yeah.
Whatever the...
Yeah, okay. He's more
Before we talk more of this, I have a question for you. The 2 children that were brought here, you know where we might be able to find them? I wanted to check in on them.
Yeah, Father Lucian can help you with that. Right now, I guess I'm gonna stop more people from throwing rotten vegetables and fruit at my sister with a sword. before the guards chase me off again, and then I have to come back here.
So what you're saying is we can find you here then?
Or at the stockades, in the village square.
Be careful.
You know me.
I do. That's why I'm saying to be careful.
All right. And he goes off, sword in hand. And it's a long sword. It's not short. It's not great. But it still is a sword.
Yeah.
In town, it's actually a small wonder that the guards haven't taken it yet. But okay, Vathras, you walk your way up to the altar, and as you do, you notice behind him is this stained glass. It seems to be illuminating some sort of light, and it is of a elven deity, Cornlon Lotharian, and a drow female elf. A child female elf holding his hand, and Corlon seems to be seems to be showing her some way. Like he holds his hand out as to like, this is how we do things in the stained glass. And you see Father Lucian, what seems to be pouring the remnants of wine back into the pitcher that he had in some sort of preservance. And taking what the rest of the communion bowl for elves would be. And he turns around and says, "Oh, forgive me. Greatly forgive me. Can I help you?"
That was quite the speech you gave, preacher. I was wondering if maybe you could help me with something.
Of course.
Could you tell me a bit more about that drow woman in the picture behind you?
Oh, that's the Mother Knight. Oh, the Mother Knight as a child in the Morning Lord, showing her the ways of non-violence. I should not say non-violence. The Morning Lord was a warrior, and so was the Mother Knight. However, they did not opt for the path of violence, but they still defended themselves. To clear things up in my own sermon, but I must say, I try to preach as little violence as possible within these church. These are pious people. I like to think of myself as a pious man. But yes, they're the Morning Lord and the Mother Knight. They are the deities that we worship here in Barovia, and I can see that you're not from here.
No, I am not, and I find your Mother Knight to be quite the curious creature. She seems to be like me, but also like me, she seems to be rather atypical of my kind. What deity would be a drow, such as I call myself, and
I'm familiar with the drow. There's no worries. And she is indeed a drow. Not Loth, nothing so cruel or demonic, but she is an outlier, I'll say.
So, what happened to her?
Well, she came to this land, of course, showing your people the ways to this village. And when they did come, we welcomed them with open arms. This was many years ago, and the stories have been somewhat muddled over the years. They were passed down audibly at first, until they were written down. Who knows what the true nature of the history is, but yes, of course. Go on.
Do you know of I find myself at a very strange place religiously. Do you know of any divine beings that would be known to show up drenched in a golden light that would care enough to visit the deepest depths of the earth? Where I find myself on a bit of a quest here to discover who my savior is.
Unfortunately, I would not, but the abbot in Krezig might. He is a pious man as well. A bit older than Father Lucian or Father Petrovich in the village in Barovia. He's a young man, a young elf. Hard to miss. I'm not a blind man. He's very, very handsome. So all the village girls here say as well. But he's easy enough to spot. But he rarely leaves his own abbot. Yes.
So if I may bother you with one more question before I let you back to your duties, preacher. I do find one thing quite curious about what you had said earlier. I've been in this land but a few days, but in that few days I have seen a great many things. Why do you teach these people not to defend themselves? I understand nonviolence, but this is a very treacherous land.
It is. The walls provide ample protection, and the hunters who have lived here for as long as they have and are raised here have done well for us and are able to provide enough protection to where we can at least preach the teachings of the Morning Lord and of the Mother Night. You should speak to the abbot. Where I do preach this, that is just but one teaching and one philosophy and one interpretation of our religion. The abbot believes that war and defense and violence should be done honorably and not without justice. As I said, I only teach one philosophy, and it's the philosophy that I cling on to most, and has kept me long enough to where I could call myself old.
Oh man, that was good. That was a good moment. Okay, so I thank you for your time, preacher, and Vathras bows deeply, and
perhaps you could help me for a moment, as he says.
Of course. What can I do?
The church is called St. Andrew's Church. I'm not sure if you're familiar with St. Andrew. She was an elven woman who fought against the devil Strahd himself in combat. Some even say
like a fine lady.
Yes. Some even say with the blessing of the Mother Night herself and teachings from her. But she was fallen against him in combat. And Strahd brought her bones back to this village, her home. And he allowed us to lay her to rest here. And this church has provided protection for her bones for a long time. And he points over and you see what seems to be a chest that has been opened and is now empty. The bones have been stolen, fortunately. I was wondering if you can help find them.
I can do my best, but why does one keep bones in a chest instead of in the ground?
We have our ways, and St. Andrew was a great figure. An important figure. Roll a religion check.
Okay.
You just ask why they keep their bones in a chest, man.
God, personal.
It's a little weird.
So rude.
I rolled a nat 20.
Ooh.
You know exactly why those bones are in a chest.
And it is not good.
The deity You feel a sudden warmth when you approach the chest, as if something extremely powerful was once here. Very powerful. And it is of a religious nature, not an arcane one. And you can feel it offered some sort of protection. Other than that, you know that these bones were obviously important for some reason.
Do you have any leads, preacher, on where I might search?
I remember. Give me a moment. Yeska.
Yeska?
Yeska. He was
Yeska.
very fearful of the devil coming to this village and stealing everything from us. But before that, I was the only one who knew where the bones were. Once I let Yeska know, though, they seem to have gone. And I don't want to think ill of the boy. He's a very good boy. And he works very hard. He helps around the church, as do the new children as well. And at that moment, Kane is just walking past you guys and sees you talking. But I think he is, unfortunately, my only lead.
Kane, it's a good thing that you came by.
As you are walking by, and like kind of like serious in nature, you're just like, what? Oh.
Yo.
I have an important but odd request for you. Do you want to help hunt down a child to find some bones? It's not as bad as it sounds.
No. You had me at hunt down a child for some bones. I'm going to guess that it has something to do with the temple. And that it's just your wonderful Underdark way of wording things.
It's literally bones.
Yes. Totally, I'm in. But first, Father.
Yes, of course.
When we arrived here, there were a couple of children who were brought to this place. I was wondering if I might check in with them.
Of course. They're in my office right now, studying in the books that we have there. I'll go fetch them for you.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. And he's like, oh, and his bones are old, and if you could hear the crack of knees, you
I
easily...
found the bones.
Yeah.
The bones were inside of him all along.
What if I told you that inside of each of us is a skeleton?
So, okay, not where I thought you were going.
As you say, I found the bones, you hear, excuse me.
There was a bone in a box, Mal-Kacha.
Thank you, and we're done. Good game, guys.
That was fun. Next week. So, what's all this about bones, Vathras?
There's a very influential person, who was interred here. That empty box over there is where they kept her bones.
Why did they keep them in a chest?
Don't ask why they keep them in the chest. Bad things happen when you ask that. They make you roll checks. Sorry.
Mal-Kacha, Noax, and Simone. You just see Kane and Vathras having the weirdest and most odd conversation as they are just laughing right now. They're trying to be serious, but they're like, no, this is serious, please.
All right. Well, on that
You've
note,
never seen Kane.
Noak starts right up there and goes, "What's going on?"
Noaks. Okay. Listen very closely. This is 100% a serious endeavor we have to go on. Okay.
All right.
Not a joking matter.
All right.
Well, they're all busy, like, laughing and talking to each other. Did I hear mention of a communion bowl?
Yes. It's over, but the preacher would have taken the pitcher of wine, but maybe
I don't care about that.
There's no sentimental value to that.
That's true. Well,
Okay, Mal-Kacha, roll a stealth check. I know exactly what you want to do.
I don't know how you know such a thing, but oh shit,
rogue being
14.
roguish?
14?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a moment here.
I feel there's divine intervention coming on.
Probably.
God works in mysterious ways, guys.
Huh? Did you just see whatever that was that we totally didn't see go up in flames? Huh?
Okay, so Vathras, Noax, and Kaiyan, you all see Mal-Kacha going up for the altar.
Right.
You know exactly what she's going to do.
Right.
Vathras pretends like he sees nothing.
Mal-Kacha,
What? What? Huh?
what are you doing?
I thought I would offer a silver piece.
Yeah.
Take 2
Deception.
gold, probably.
Damn it.
Right.
Oh, that's a 1.
You guys know better. You don't even have to make a check.
Yeah.
They barely have anything.
And I barely have anything.
You have a golden
stole
leg.
enough jewels out of that carriage that they were literally falling out of your pockets.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I do.
I am offended by these accusations. Sure, I
Really?
will be outside. And
Oh,
she just
good.
kind of storms off.
Bye.
Vathras just kind of...
Oh.
Calm down, Mal. Calm down.
Just you wait, Vathras. Just you wait.
So, Simone, from your perspective, you saw Mal-Kacha try to steal money from a church. You see 3 full-grown adults just all laughing in front of a holy altar, and you are just still in the back, I guess leaning against the wall, just being like, what the fuck is going on? Now Mal-Kacha is walking past you.
I'll wave at her, and I'm gonna go up to the front and see what's going on.
They're bringing the children out, Simone.
Well, let's remember, I'm only 9 years old, so... Yeah.
They're bringing the children that we rescued out.
Okay. I'm not sure why that's funny, but okay.
Everything
Vathras
is
turns beet red and goes, we also have to find a child and steal some bones.
What? Who is this child?
Right.
No,
Yes,
the child stole bones.
Yes.
So we have to
How
unsteal
old
them.
is this child?
I didn't ask. That's a good question to
You
ask.
know that it's actually a child. The guy was
Yes.
rather old. Everybody may be a child to him.
Well, he did consider this child as part of the group that the other children are in, the other 2. So
Okay.
I think it's pretty safe to assume it's a child.
Is the child here?
I believe so. The child's name is Yeska, and Yeska works
Yeska.
for the church here.
Then
the
he's
bones,
very easy to find.
I'm hoping so. But I'm also not exactly the best person to talk to sometimes.
Oh.
As you finish up that, you see Father Lucian grabbing 2 hands and the kids are going, I hate math. God, I just can't do it. You'll learn eventually. Come on, let's move. Your rescuers are here. You remember these ones, correct? And Freak and his sister kind of look up, and they're like, yeah, we remember them. And they kind of just start running up to you. And they're like, they run up to, the boy runs up to Vathras. The girl runs up to Simone. And they're still small children, so they kind of like give you hugs around
Cute.
around your legs. And they're like,
I'm gonna totally pick her up.
Vathras loves this, but is just like awkwardly patting him on the back because he's not quite sure what to do.
Yes, they were quite excited to see you, and the children they're like asking questions about like, have you killed anything lately? Have you gotten rid of more hags? And the boy's like, can I see your sword? And he's trying to like grab it and unsheath it, and Father Lucian's like, no, stop! Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. It's harder, and as a single parent, since my wife passed, Yes, the children are quite excited to see you again, and Ismark and Ireena whenever they come back.
Do they
Vathras blocks the kid from taking his sword, but he does take out a crossbow bolt and kneels down to the kid and hands him the crossbow bolt. He says, "Be very careful with this, but this," he taps on his sword, "this is of no use to most anyone. This," and he holds up the crossbow bolt, "if you have someone teach you, you might be able to feed yourself one day. This is a very important tool."
And he takes the boat and he's looking at it wide-eyed and he's like, I can ask Yagverni. He hunts the wolves. I'll learn how to hunt wolves too. And he's just kind of like looking at the bolt and he's like, he kind of like half-happedly tosses it as strong as he can as a child, and it doesn't really stick anywhere, just falls to the ground. But he's kind of like just like throwing it like a paper airplane at this point. And he goes back in the study room. He's like, and you see Father Lucian go, "Don't break anything."
Gonna break everything.
I'm unfazed. This is how drow children play.
There's usually more blood.
Yeah.
And at this point, Simone, you pick up the child, and the girl's like, "Put me on your shoulders. I'm on your shoulders." She's kind of like tossing. You're just kind of like tossing her around right now.
She's the tallest little girl. She's just way up.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So she's like, "I can see everything from here." Father Lucian, can I go outside? No, you have more studies. You did not finish your assignments. But maybe afterwards, and if you eat your dinner, and if they return tomorrow, during the festival, you can sit on her shoulders.
All right.
Okay.
Their festival.
Can you put me down? I gotta go finish my math.
She puts her down.
I'll see you tomorrow. And she kind of like,
Be good.
and she gives you another hug, and you like pat her, you kind of like rub her head, and she runs off. She's like, "Math dinner." And you hear her say, "Shit," as she goes back in. Watch your language. Ugh. Anyway, the good children. There are a lot to handle, but the good children.
Thank you for taking care of them.
Of course. Is there anything else before I leave?
Yes. Yeska.
Yes.
He's one of the children as well.
Not one of those, no. He's in the grave digging right now. He's... Yes. Why?
We wish to speak with him. That is all.
I assume your companion told you about the job that I offered.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. You can find him outside. Large.
Thank
lad.
you.
Can't miss him.
Hard to miss.
Yes. And you guys begin working your way outside. And as you do, you hear still have that slight breeze and large crowd over. For this town, it's a pretty good crowd. As you work your way back outside, you still have that, majestic nature about this entire place, and that safety sort of comes back into, kind of eases you a bit for a little bit. Like, throughout Barovia, when you're traveling in the woods, your jaws may have been clenched the entire time, and you just finally realize they're at ease here. You're like, oh. And you kind of look around, and as you work your way outside, you see Mal-Kacha just kind of like, with a dagger.
Quinn.
Catching it by the blade.
Quinn, I hate to do this to you again,
Too loud?
but a little
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah?
A little more.
I think that might be better.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
cool.
that's good.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and you see Mal-Kacha kind of like throwing her dagger in there, catching it by the blade, throwing it up in the air again, catching it by the blade. She's waiting for you guys outside.
Noax is going to go directly up to Mal-Kacha and what happened?
She
What
tried to
was-
do it with her pencil, she dropped it.
They just dropped it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I totally didn't see that.
It was
didn't see that either.
Oh, it was perfect.
Mhm.
Um,
It was very Mal.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go up to Mal and with the hand that she's not trying to toss her dagger with, I'm just gonna reach out my hand to her hand.
Okay.
In that way that I do.
Okay.
Oh. What?
I just hold her hand.
So adorable.
Are we powering up?
With friendship.
I have to step away for just a second.
Okay.
Oh.
Is Yeska still digging graves?
Yep.
Hey, shall we, Vathras?
Vathras walks up to Yeska, and is Yeska like in a grave digging one right now, or is he like, where's he at?
Yeah, he's sort of about maybe like halfway through.
So Vathras kneels down next to the grave,
Okay.
so they should be somewhere around eye level at that point.
So you guys begin all making your way there, and as you do, his back is towards you, and you see kind of long black hair, kind of maybe like shoulder length, and it's, it's rather well kept for being a commoner. And as you do, you just see broad shoulders and kind of like a triangle torso, just. And Vathras, you have approached him by now. He's just.
So I lean forward and tap him on the shoulder, and I say, Yeska?
That's me. Oh, sorry. As he's kind of wiping the sweat off his brow, and he turns around and common man, white skin, brown eyes, kind of looks up at you. Stands up, but the one thing that you do notice is he's just rippled muscle, like he's been doing this all his teenage years. And he comes up, and you can just see he's wearing this kind of like, it's a green torso, and it's kind of in tatters a little bit, and they kind of reveal like the muscular nature of what a gravedigger would have to go through. And he kind of brings himself back up. He's like, I'll get up there with you if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Kane will offer his hand to help him up.
All right. Bring him up, and you notice he is a heavy boy as you lift him up. But he's not old. He may be about 16, 17. As he kind of brings himself up, he stands tall. And he's probably about 6'2", and he cracks his back and says, what can I do for you, lads?
I whisper to Kane, I told you, child. And I look to the man-child, and I say, Yeska, I'm sorry for interrupting your work, and you do not know me, but I need to ask you a question, if I may. I'm Vathras. Do you know anything about the bones in the box in the church?
I don't know what you're talking about. Bones usually go in the ground.
See, I like tap Kane, just like, that's what I thought!
No,
The
sorry.
bones of the saint that were being kept in a chest. Do you know anything about it?
Roll intimidation.
Oh, that's nice. Still only 18.
18.
Yeah. Or wait, 19.
He has his arms folded, but even you notice him begin to like he still is a kid. But he just kind of goes. I mean, even though he's built like a high school linebacker, he just kind of goes. Yeah. Look, I know I was supposed to keep it secret, but I told the coffin maker about it.
Told the who about it?
The coffin maker.
Coffin maker.
And look, the father's a good man, but the communion's been short lately. More than short. And I've passed on my meals to the kids, and the father has too, but...
You sold them.
I didn't sold them. I sold information. Look, the kids need to eat, alright? We were running out. Like tomorrow, we were running out.
Iska, I understand. I understand where you're coming from, and I understand the plight. But you need to go and tell the preacher what happened. We will go and talk to the coffin maker.
I will.
I don't want to worry.
It's not about worrying.
If you could just, I'll admit what I did. I will. It was wrong. It was wrong to do. I understand. But if you go to Henrik, he was asking about them. It's not like I just told him about it. I just wanted. I thought maybe the preacher told him once. We were the only two who knew. So I don't know. But you're right. I'll go tell the father.
And for doing the right thing, I hand him 1 gold piece.
So you really don't need to do that.
This is for food. This should feed you all for a while.
It's for the church, not for you.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he puts the gold piece in his pocket.
Noax is gonna come up behind Vathras, tap him on the leg. Now, what would a coffin maker need bones for?
I look down at him and I go, well, Noxie, that's what we're gonna go find out.
Well, they're not just any bones, are they?
They're sacred relics, from what it
They're
sounds
relics.
That offered protection.
Well, was it the bones that offered the protection, or was it the chest that was magical?
Probably the bones.
Probably the bones.
Okay.
She was a saint.
Well,
It would be odd to keep meaningless bones in a chest if they didn't need anything in there.
All I can tell you, Nox, is I did walk over to the chest, and there was a remnant of a very powerful divine energy. I cannot tell you for certain that it wasn't coming from the box, but it seemed like it was more of a linger than anything else.
okay.
Speaking of divine energy, have either of you heard anything more from your god?
Nothing new.
No, you were there.
I was.
That's about all we know.
Have you tried reaching out to it?
Well, we pray every night and every day. Otherwise, we wouldn't have our blessings, our spells.
Vathras is now kind of stammering like a 16-year-old boy who's being interrogated by Dad. He's like,
I did my homework, Dad. Cop.
I mean, I haven't prayed recently. Why the questions, Kaiyan?
I was just wondering if, since we had seemed to be unable to speak to our deities, and then
I can't either, if it helps anything.
we did, though, like actually spoke.
No, you did.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, we
You heard her, it, him, whatever.
we heard our God. Did you
I
actually
spoke.
speak to yours?
I spoke to my father.
You all are there when he says that, by the way.
What do you mean, Kaiyan?
You remember when we first came to Vallaki? We went into the lovely little inn down the street there, and that vampire told me I wasn't human.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He was right. I'm not.
So you're saying you're a god?
At least a bit. Hoar is my father.
Roll religion checks. Everybody but
Okay.
Kane.
Ooh, that's not good this time.
Religion.
14.
16.
7.
14.
Simone, Noax, and Mal, Noax especially, you've heard of Aasimar before.
Okay.
They are children of gods. They're kind of like half gods. They're the children of a mortal on the mortal plane and of a god.
So like a demigod.
They are demigods, yeah, like Hercules.
Yeah.
Like,
They're Hercules.
Yeah.
like Hercules.
Hercules.
Wonder
Thank
Woman, those ones.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of. However, they are extremely rare.
Yeah.
You know of Noax. You know of native Aasimar who was just simply born on the plane of Celestia. But for a fallen Aasimar to exist, one between a mortal and a god it's rather rare. But it's not unheard of in history.
Okay.
And he actually gave me a message for all of us.
Really?
Yes, I'm totally not just trying to find it in my little book. He told us
roll deception.
natural 20, of course. He told me not to trust everyone. At least not always. Which, I mean, obviously, thanks, Dad. Also, to find the Silver Dancer. To find her champion.
Silver Dancer. Is that the...
Find the Drow girl, find the Silver Dancer.
Oh, so the Mother Knight.
The Mother
Yes.
Knight.
Having rolled a 7 on my religion check, I look to Mal and I go, Mal, do you know a silver dancer?
I mean, we had one at a bachelor party once, but hard to say.
Bachelorette party.
Bachelorette, yes.
Do they mean her? Simone points to the stained glass window.
That would be my guess.
Makes
There's not
sense.
many other Drow girls here.
So you
Looks
said
them
that we need to find her champion?
Yes, that is what I was told.
Okay.
So I think I know who she is from home. There was a goddess that was she was a child of Corellon, like they're saying here. Her name is Illustri, and I guess she came here, and they call her the Mother Knight. And
Kind of on point.
And I feel like she's guiding you three, and she points to Vathras and Mal-Kacha and Noax.
Really?
I came here of my own free will. Nobody's guiding me.
No one's saying you're not acting on your own free will.
I'm a rebel.
So is she.
We get along great.
When you're the best of friends.
He said one other thing, something about a traitor. But he didn't know who it was.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Side note, can we be having this conversation while walking to the coffin maker?
You are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A traitor. Like a deity traitor or like a mortal traitor?
He didn't really seem sure about who or what it was. Or at least I couldn't discern that.
What? A deity being cryptically vague?
I know,
Unheard
right?
of.
Just to make it clarify for you, Vathras, I mean, it's a mile walk, so you're walking and talking, obviously.
Okay, cool.
He also said that Strahd wasn't the biggest thing to worry about.
Now,
Strangely,
I wonder if... Go ahead, Noax.
Strangely, I kind of had that sense, and I don't know why, but
It's not very comforting, is it?
no.
Everyone is absolutely terrified of the man, and we get told that he's not the biggest bad guy to worry about.
Right. So it makes you wonder. Makes you wonder what we should be doing.
Well,
other than the fact that our god pointed us to Vallaki, or not to Vallaki, but Krezk, and said to go to Krezk and to save this man.
the thing is, if we don't... The arena in the stocks, in the stockade, whatever it is.
As you guys are talking about that, you do have to pass through the village square as you do. And you pass the Blue Water Inn, you pass that, you see it all happening, and what seems to be a festival being set up of some kind. There's this great kind of, think Burning Man style giant, yeah, thank you, being built up. But as you do see the stockades, and one person, a woman with red hair, draped down, has multiple vegetables, kind of rotted tomatoes and stuff has obviously been thrown at her. However, not a lot of people are paying all too much mind to her. But the one thing you do notice is Ismark pointing a sword at two commoners and screaming at them, "If you don't fucking stop right now, I'm gonna cut both of your heads off."
Kaiyan will walk up behind them, put his hands on their shoulders, and just quietly say, "It would be best if you leave."
Right. Well, we should probably go, right? Yeah, I suppose. And they kind of get up and they're like, well... No, wrong way. Give me 1 second here. Well, our mother's gonna hear about this, lesser man. Like, go on, cry to mommy. And they both kind of start walking away. Ismark sheathes his long sword. And he kind of runs up to his sister in the stock, kind of like swipes off the rotted vegetables, kind of like lifts her head up. And it looks like she's been there a while. Her head is hanging and she's just like... She puts her head back
water?
down.
Yeah, Kaiyan will go up there and offer water to her. Like, give her some water out of his water skin.
Okay, roll a medicine check.
Ooh, nice. 22.
Okay. It's not easy, but you've seen soldiers like this before. She is considerably exhausted.
Is she, like, physically wounded?
Wounded, no, but
okay.
You can imagine standing there for a significantly long time, bent over with your head. It hurts. Mm-hmm. And she kind of lifts her head up, and water sort of drips down, and you remember, like, oh, right, I know how to do this. And you actually lift her head up, and she starts getting the water. Kind of coughs a little bit up, but, downs it, as she had to plug her nose to do it. And you barely hear a whispered thank you. Ismark's just holding her head and like, we're gonna get you out of here, alright?
How long has she been here?
2 days
Since
now.
we left?
Would it have been? A little bit after, yeah. When they keep her here during the day and throw her in the dungeons underneath the Burgomaster's mansion at night.
Vathras knows that it's not going to help much, as what she needs most is some rest. But he does walk over and kind of just cup her face in his hands, and his hands glow gold just ever so slightly for a moment. And he does use 1 point of lay on hands just to give her a little bit of vitality for a while.
Okay. You successfully do it, but as you do, one guard comes up and says, "Oi, hey, all of you, hands off the prisoner, move off."
Vathras moves away.
And as he begins coming up, you do notice one guard, kind of a slender nature, walks up with a graceful manner. And as he does, he unlocks the stockades, but he takes off his tabard, and he kind of cups it around Ireena's shoulders. And he lifts her up from underneath in a helpful nature, and begins walking away with her, and turns to Ismark and says, "You could visit your sister after dinner." Ismark just says thank you and goes back. Mal-Kacha, Vathras, roll perception checks.
Ooh.
21.
Nice.
And 19.
Nice.
Whoa.
Even though you two are drow, you have heard legends about certain swords. And the one noticeable thing that you see from this guard as he walks away with Ireena is the hilt of an elven moonblade.
Did you see that?
I won't blame you if you do your thing, Mel.
Well, that's all the encouragement I needed. So, can I just quietly kind of trail behind them?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to... Who would be best? Well, Vathros. Actually, I'm going to ask... Okay. You distract them from the front. Ask some stupid tourist question. I don't care. Just get their attention.
You know I don't impede, but you know better than to ask me to help.
I'm sorry, what's this request?
No, I said I wouldn't stop you. I didn't say I would help you. So I don't care if you're telling me to do it. It's not going to happen.
God, no wonder you guys are inferior. Fine, I'll take care of it myself.
Vathras, come on, go help her. Jeez.
I don't see you doing it, Noax.
Kaiyan will walk up to him. Excuse me. Where are you taking her?
Well, if you'll allow
Perfect.
me to get her to rest, I will let you could follow me and you could see for yourself. But she's going to the dungeons underneath the Burgomaster's mansion, so will you please move out of the way so I can get this poor young woman to rest?
And while he's doing that, I would like it to sneak up behind and try and steal that awesome sword.
Roll sleight of hand
Backwards.
with disadvantage.
Vathras
Sorry,
turns
roll
his
what?
back to
Roll sleight of hand with disadvantage.
Okay.
Vathras turns his back to what's going on, pretending not to notice, but also keeping an eye out for other guards.
14.
Okay. You sort of kind of reach around for the buckle and try to grab the sword, but as you grab onto the sword of the hilt of the sword, it burns.
Ooh. Wow, 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 wow.
And you actually take
The hell?
Vathras starts
points
to
of
laugh
fire
as if he expected this to happen.
Well, you have your back turned.
and but as you do, the blade.
I'm not watching
just-
this and laughing my brains out.
Like as you said, as you reach to you unbuckled the belt, but as you were picking it up, the blade drops onto the ground,
Oh shit.
and then it just you see the elven man just kind of and magically the belt just licks back onto his belt, and he's like, "Actually, no, you're not allowed. The brother is, but not you." And he continues to run over. The one
Shit.
thing you noticed as he was walking away, he was talking to you, Kaiyan, is he had the tattoo of a roaring lion on his neck.
Oh. You said he was an elf, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then, oh yeah. All right.
And he was a beautiful elf too. Obviously a male, but you're able to discern this may have been a high elf of some sort.
As is what's Ismark. Is Ismark following them?
The guards said after dinner, so
Okay.
they probably meant his.
Okay.
So you actually see him walking towards the Blue Water Inn.
Hey.
However, you guys did still have a thing to do.
Yep.
Yep. Let's continue
Coffin
on.
makers.
Coffin maker.
Fine.
Okay. You guys continue your way there.
While on our way there, I'm gonna go up to Mal and take a look at her hand and see how it is.
Okay.
Yeah, how much health did I lose, did you say?
8.
8, okay.
Oh, okay.
8 points of radiant damage. Sorry, not fire.
Okay. Then I will do a cure wounds on her.
Okay.
Yay!
You feel the divine warmth energy of Noax kind of exude from him as he kind of holds your hand, and you feel the.
And that would be.
This is what you wanted to do.
And that's actually 10. So. She's
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. As you guys begin approaching, it takes you about 4 more minutes to get there, walking through the streets. The thing you do notice on your way there is a number of carnival wagons, kind of near the edge of town. Roll perception checks.
Circus episode.
Ooh, 22.
22.
I rolled a natural 1.
15.
I see nothing.
11.
25?
Nice.
Damn.
So, Simone, you hear from one of the cages. And it's louder. Just rocking against one of them. Roll a nature check. And I'll say with advantage considering your backstory.
Ooh.
Do, 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 do. 20.
Ooh.
20. It's the growl of a saber-toothed tiger.
Whoa.
And it's covered right now. But other than that, but from the growl alone, you're able to discern, like, oh, I know exactly what that is. The tusks are interrupting the purr. The audible the audible nature of it is easy enough to be like, yeah, saber-tooth. But you guys continue your journey downward. And as you do, the uninviting shop this uninviting shop is 2 stories tall and has a sign shaped like a coffin above the front door. All of the window shutters are closed up tight, and a deathly silence surrounds the establishment, surrounded by what is dead vines and twisted thorns as the plantage in front of the shop.
Vath. So first, a quick question. On the map that we have, is this a labeled building? So I know
Yes.
roughly where we are.
It may be revealing a bit too much, but yes, it is. It is whoopsie. It
And whoopsie.
yeah,
Favorite
and 6.
Eh.
Okay.
Okay, so it's kind of off the beaten path a little bit. Okay.
No, not really. So I'll zoom in for you guys. It is right there.
Oh,
You're-
I was
you're-
looking at
you're
the
in
brown
front.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys
Okay.
went this way. You're able to see the carnival wagons over here and hear it.
Gotcha.
Like I said, it is a mile off, but everything else within there is pretty uptight.
Are the lights on? Like, does it look open?
The window shutters are closed tight, so you're not able to discern.
Shall we open the door?
I walk up and knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, you hear, "Go away, no one's home."
That's silly.
I'm pretty sure that someone has to be home to tell us that there's nobody home.
I'm busy. Leave me alone. Go.
Too busy for some more business.
The door kind of, and you see a long-haired old man, all white hair, and the hair extends around his face to extend through a full beard. He has what seems to be tired eyes and sunken skin, with shallow cheeks, and he sort of looks at you. What can I do for you?
Vathras slides his foot in the crack of the door and says, we're hoping to get a coffin. It doesn't need to be normal size, just big enough to fit some bones.
Roll persuasion.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so good. 26.
Nice.
Just go away and leave me alone. I know what you. Just go. And he tries to close the door, and he sees the door's open. You kind of stopped. He's like, look.
I'm sorry, we can't just leave.
Can we at least come in?
No, go. Just go.
Only a few questions, sir, please.
I want to do an insight
ask
check
and go.
to see like what the, you know.
Is this normal I stole holy bones guilt?
Right.
Or is this like I've got like a demon in the basement guilt?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but then I guess there was a demon in a basement already.
Oh,
Yeah.
not another demon
Just
in a
going on what
basement.
I'm going on past experiences here.
Okay. Roll. Yeah. Go ahead. Roll insight.
18.
Nice.
It's not so much guilt as he seems like he is definitely trying to hide something. It's probably the bones.
Are there any windows that I can look into?
Sure.
Look for some bones.
Roll investigation check.
Okay.
And are you kind of gonna walk around the building? Did you?
Yeah, like, so like not right in front of him blatantly.
Can I blatantly look right in front of him?
16.
Who has the book?
Yes.
Mal does.
Yeah.
Yep.
What book? What? And you just start walking around the door, and you do notice one open window on the second floor as you approach the eastern end of the shop.
Did I see anything with a 16?
Yeah, you
Okay.
you saw the one open window on the second
Oh,
floor
okay.
of the shop.
All right, sorry. Well, then, yeah, I'd like to go towards that open window creepily
All right.
and.
Roll stealth,
Give-
followed by
right.
athletics.
Okay. 28 for stealth
Nice.
and athletics. So come on, 16 for athletics.
You've learned from last time. You kind of remembered your assassin training, and you're like, all right, I remember now. And you find the open spots, and you're as quiet as you can be from the training you had received as a child. And you climb into the top part of the shop. And as you do, the large, dafty room is strung with cobwebs and takes up most of the floor. Stacks of wooden planks lie amid several crates marked junk. And there's a... You look to your left, and there's kind of like a long hallway that stops halfway through. But the rest seems to be in the just about room-sized area. Nothing really here so much.
Is there anything I can see that looks more new than any of the other crates? Like anything with less dust on it or disturbed?
Roll investigation check.
Okay. Oh, 3.
You're not really able to discern anything, aside from fresh dirt that you probably came in with you.
Okay. Okay, can I climb into the window and actually go deeper into the house then?
Sure. As you work your way down the hallway, you're suddenly in the shop, and then
I'll be right back, guys.
you're not.
Oh. Uh-oh.
And you kind of look around, and you see yourself in what seems to be a dungeon-like area. And as you do, you notice number upon number of bodies.
Oh, we took the wrong job again.
And as you do, you see them hanged from the hanging from their hands like sacks of meat, and all of them seem to be bleeding from their necks. And you work your way around, and you see the a familiar one-legged Vistani woman is hanging there as well. And you're able to discern that it is Esmeralda de Avener.
What are you doing in here?
And as you say that out loud,
Quietly.
she is unconscious, and you hear from behind, "Oh, isn't this a surprise?"
It's not my birthday.
And we'll take a break there.
No! No! God damn it.
And we'll be back with Mel's new character.
I heard it all. You're gonna get wrecked.
Yep.
Holy
Will I
cow.
never leave? Not to leave the party.
All right.
Fuck.
So we'll end there. We're going to take about a 15-minute break, guys. And we'll be back a little bit after that as Mal has found herself in the dungeons of Castle Ravenloft, and the rest of the party has no fucking idea about it. We'll be right back. All right, everybody.
Yay.
Woo!
So, I need everybody but Mal to take their headphones off.
Oh no. Not again. Bye, guys.
All right. Mal,
Yes.
last we left off, you found yourself in an endless, what seems to be a near butcher house
Mm-hmm.
of hanging human corpses. And you are also found yourself what you assume to be the undercrofts of Ravenloft after you saw Esmeralda de Avener near lifeless in your face. And the last thing you hear is, "Oh, isn't this a surprise?" behind you.
Slowly turn around.
And as you do, you notice the same female vampire, this time in black studded leather armor with a long sword on her back. "Oh, my dear, what have you found yourself into?"
I was hoping to find out, but not exactly this way.
Oh, I'm sure that's true. You're gonna be so tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Tell
I'll
me,
admit that.
what is it you find yourself surrounded by?
My childhood.
And as her dark lipstick reveals her two fangs. Good. I like you. I may
Well.
let you live the longest. Just to keep me company.
Sorry, Quinn, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh.
Perfect.
I just might keep you alive the longest.
Let me?
Let you.
Pretty bold of you.
And now we need to roll initiative.
Oh, whoa, shit, no.
What'd you roll?
Oh, 8?
Alright, you go first. What do you want to do?
Oh, shit balls.
Come on, come on, come on. You gotta think, you gotta think, you gotta think. She's about to come at you and, like, grapple you.
Okay, I'm taking out the jeweled dagger.
Okay. As you do, you ready to sheath yourself. And right now, she is going to roll to attack. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay. And I cannot turn my mic up, but I can turn that down.
There we go.
She you just deftly dodge out of the way. And now it's your turn. What do you do as she grabs it?
Well, as I duck down to dodge, I just want to come up with the dagger and just slice upwards at her.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay. Shit, 20 total.
20 total. That hits.
Yep. Nice. Okay. One. So is this like a regular damage for a dagger?
Yeah.
Or is that okay? That is 7 total.
7?
Yep.
Alright. As you kind of, you slice under from the